What's your concern with a guy like Pete Hegseth being in charge?
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple concerns. I am not a politician, so it's the foreign policy stuff makes a little bit less sense to me. The theology stuff makes a lot more sense to me. But when I see him, he's like one of those kids, and I'm sure you having gone to seminary and PhD work, he's like one of those kids who has just enough theological knowledge to be really stinking dangerous. Like he has a semester of Greek behind him, and he thinks he's like I know I can read all this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm pretty good at Homer. I'm pretty good with Aristotle. I can read all the classical Greek stuff. Or he likes dropping Greek bombs in all of his sermons, even though he's
Yep.
like, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. And this is
Yep.
really bad stuff.
For those of us that spent years studying Greek and Hebrew, it's like really it's going back to Doug Wilson, isn't it? I'm really
Yep.
offended, man. I spent years studying Greek, Hebrew syntax, grammar, lexicography, and all that. You know, it was so much work. So
That's
you don't just pick up a concordance and grab a couple Greek words and suddenly you're an
no.
expert in the language.
And him having a bit of theological knowledge is not necessarily my worry. It's because he's running the world's largest, most powerful military with a hair's breadth of some theological background, but his theology just isn't like, it'd be one thing if it was consistent. It's another thing entirely because it's inconsistent. Because if you read and look at, and if you sort of know what you're doing theologically and you listen to him, and this gets again kind of technical, but like he doesn't sound like a reformed dude up there who's talking about this post-millennial vision. He kind of sounds like your rank and file 70s and 80s evangelical who's like a premillennial dispensationalist Zionist kind of person who's like, okay, Israel is this nation state that we have to be looking for. There's this Messiah who's going to come down either pre or after the rapture, and he's going to come and make war on Armageddon. And then he'll add some nationalistic elements to it. He'll add, again, the premillennial aspects to it. He'll add some war language onto it. He'll use the imprecatory prayers, like you said, as well, and then place himself in America as the righteous nation, and then everybody else who's against us or is not quite like us in the wicked shoes.